All righty, here we go. Let's analyze this match. We'll try to contrast the half-second system with the standard volleyball and see how it goes here. All right. Come on, come on. All right. Here we go, 5 seconds. All right, so again, we got the giant step here. Never encouraging that. We want this athlete to turn and face the direction he's going to travel with small steps and pass this ball by facing the ball. His entire body, we are encouraging, should be facing this umbrella. And he passes this ball with a curl, with bent elbows, and it's sort of hard to explain, but it sort of reminds me of an infielder. A lot of times infielders will take the ball completely on their side. And I'll splice some infielders play into this to show. Since I don't really have any footage of how I want this play to be made, you're going to have to kind of understand through explanation. Hopefully I'll find some eventually. But this shuffle to the ball like this is just a bad idea. Often it turns into a shank. This time it worked. Okay, 5 seconds. Too wide of a stance. Not going to make this play on a driven ball anyway. Hardly matters. I did make it. Nice. Again, I want to point out, it looks like a free ball. It's great to dig hard driven balls, but they just rarely get you a play. See if it works out here. Well, it's going to happen. Sure looked like that was a touch on the block, but whatever. In any case, the defender didn't make the play, the blocker did. But the initial dig did net him a point in the end. Too wide of a stance. What are we going to do here? We're going to make this play? No way. So here's where he should be moving. He's moving to his left, so he's reading the hard driven to the left, and he's taking himself completely out of this play. This is probably not going to get made anyway. This is a nice shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You had 10 frames, maybe a third of a second to get that far. No way. Superman maybe. There's the giant step again. That always results from the split step. All right, split step moving forward. He's got a pretty good attitude there, but driven ball is hard. I would like to point out here, he stepped away from the play. Notice the digger stepped away. This is a makeable ball. He has a chance at least on this. It's so hard to dig a driven ball, but when you step away from it like that, makes it really hard. See, he's stepping to his left, and the play is to his right. And further, I want to point out, he's making this play with two hands. That's a terrible mistake. He had a tenth of a second to react. If you try to make this play with one hand, open hand, on the flat of your hand, like in the same way you contact a ball on an attack, you're going to try to slap this ball with an open hand. And try to make it with two hands like this is nonsense. I also want to point out that about 1 out of 3 defensive opportunities are one-handed, and we don't ever practice one-handed digs. It's strange to me. And here's a perfect example of why we want to practice one-handed digs. You got a chance on this play if you're trying to do it with one hand. You pretty much have no chance if you're trying it with two hands. All right, he's got a nice narrow stance, but again, the split step is making it tough on him. Too wide a stance. He's not going to be able to react well if it doesn't come right at him. But 2, 3, it does come right at him. Oh, here we go. So we have a chance to do the one hand, but it looks like he's going to take it off his wrist. In fact, he does. Okay, so this is a standard way to handle a driven ball with one hand off your wrist. Makes no sense. He should be bending his elbow a little bit and using the flat of his hand. You got like 10 times as much area to contact the ball to control it. Your hand can articulate a lot more than your wrist can. So this is not a good way to contact a ball with one hand. And he's probably going to shank it, and he does. All right, so he's getting very tense here. Too wide of a stance. What happens? Yeah, he's a little trouble here. He's taking it high. He should be turning. You see, this is a really standard way to contact a volleyball. Our hips are generally still facing forward. What I would encourage is this foot to come back and face this umbrella. Completely face the umbrella and pass this ball with a bent elbow, a curl it, so to speak. And that way you're contacting the ball in front of yourself instead of on the side. At this point, notice he's facing forward and contacting the ball on the side. It's really hard for our brain to track this way. It's a mistake. And, you know, we're so good at it, he might get away with it. Looks like he's contacting it pretty square. This just is a hard way to do it, though. Again, defender on the move. Never a good idea. Is it going to pay off here? That doesn't matter. Off the block. Okay, this ball hit the tape, and because he is not really expecting that and not letting the play develop in front of him, he tenses up a lot when the ball comes off the tape. You know, he's done it enough. He's probably going to have a decent pass, but it's just not ideal. Defender on the move. He's moving to his right prior to contact. That's a deflected ball. Man, that's one that's got to get dug. So the defenders need to have a priority on this play. What's going on? And sorry. The defender needs to have a priority on this play, and the priority is easy ones first. So that defender is thinking, dig the driven ball. He's moving to his right because he's reading to the right. And then actually, if the blocker hadn't touched it, he probably did read it fairly good. But it's so hard to dig driven balls that we're never going to encourage our defenders to read the driven ball, because what's the point? You're not going to dig it anyway. Now, but this is a deflection. That's a whole different ballgame. The blocker has done his job. He has slowed up the attack enough to give the defender a chance. So now the defender's got to react correctly. But because he's committed to this hard-driven ball, he's not going to be able to move here to pick up the deflection. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now if the defender is playing loose and comfortable, now at this point he's got a chance to move to it. How many frames does this defender have to move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think that's going to be about 20 frames, pretty much a good part of a second. And see, the defender hasn't even moved. In a second or a little bit less than a second, can a defender move that far? I say maybe. That's what, 12 feet? 12 feet in less than a second? I think you can take 3 steps and scoop. 3 steps and scoop in that much time. But you have to respond perfectly. And the only way to respond perfectly on this play is to let it develop in front of you, wait for the ball to deflect, and then go get it. But if you're tensing up and trying to pick up that driven ball, you got no chance. You got no chance on this play. And yet I'm saying this is a doable, or at least potentially, but he's not even moving. No movement on a play that's at least possible. All right, there's the ready position. We're seeing the giant step, the skip step, the jump step. And, well, we can't really tell what happened, but he's passing off a knee, and that's never a good idea. But it's a nice low pass. Block angle, dig angle. Okay. That's frustration often causing this. Trying to blocker doing too much. It could just be bad communication, and that has happened. They're just humans. But not going to make this play driven ball down the line with nobody there. All right, split step, spreading the legs, and causing trouble. See the giant step? Giant step is causing problems here. And that giant step is a consequence of the shuffling and the split step, and neither are good ideas. We should never shuffle and we should never split step. What I'm encouraging is for this athlete to wait and wait, let the play occur in front of him, and then turn and run it down. This is the kind of play where he could just run right through it and curl it with his bent elbows. But instead we shuffle and try to play it up on our side. And it's so tough, especially for a guy. This guy is what, 6'8", I'll guess? It's just hard for an athlete 6'8" to make this kind of play. And yep, there you go, shank. And trouble. Split step, again, what's going to happen here? See, they think they're making a good choice to, well, that's right between them. Again, but look at both athletes are taking the giant step. And really hard to control your platform here. I'm always going to encourage this athlete should be facing this umbrella and taking small, quick steps, passing with bent elbows and completely facing over here. Instead, he's facing forward, at least with his hips, and trying to turn his upper body. It's so hard to do, and it's going to cause trouble. Let's see if he gets away with it. He does. Notice the athlete here moving to his right, taking himself completely out of this play, and it looks like going to be a shot down the line, although it could get a block too. But it's clearly a shot down the line that this athlete has no chance for. And it is. Now, is he going to make that play? I don't know. If he plays it just right, can he make that play? Maybe. Like, I don't know, maybe. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's where he should be starting to move to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. See, he squandered the first 5 frames, the first fourth of a second. And he takes him completely out. I don't know. He's probably not going to make the play anyway, but he certainly did himself a chance by playing it the way he did. Perfect example of that. Watch the hips come forward because he's in this really awful compromised position. He passes it with his hips coming forward, and it causes him a lot of trouble. Watch the hips come forward. See right there, hips coming forward really makes it tough. He is just in all kinds of misery with his body position. And, he's such a great athlete. He's got a chance to pull this off. Trouble. Okay. Dig angle. Block angle, dig angle, and shoot line. So that's a mess. Probably, again, some frustration. Or maybe bad communication. But a mess here. Oh, such a gettable ball. Such a gettable ball. We'll try to show you how it's gettable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if the digger is playing loose, he's too wide, he can't react. But if he's playing loose, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 2/3 of a second to get there. And he's just buried with his bad posture and poor ready position. He never even took a step. I don't know. Is it possible to get to that? It's deep. It's not right on the line. I mean, I think you got a shot if you play it just right, but you got to play it just right. And he didn't come close to playing it right. All right, there's the ready position. Too wide and taking that split step, pulling you out of your position. Such a good athlete. He made the play. Athlete's on the move here. The defender is. Guess it doesn't matter. Let it go. Ready position, but it's a short serve, and the ready position did put him in a good body posture to run this down, and he does. The split step paid off there, no doubt. Okay. Too wide of a stance by the defender. Looks like the blocker's going for the ball, but kind of taking a lot of line, so it looks like more line block angle dig. Tough set, a little bit over his shoulder. what is going to happen here. The defender is too wide. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, looks like a shot. Angle shot. The defender is right there. Hopefully he's going to make this play. Hopefully. And does. Oh, why is there no dig here? Why is there no dig? This ball's got to get dug. I don't get that. Let's see what they did here. Why is this not getting dug? He's on the move. He's seeing it. Something happened. At this point, he should be reacting to it. I guess it was just too far away. Sure looked like a diggable ball. Again, the giant step into a shuffle, and I don't like the shuffle. I don't like the giant step. We need to turn his face and go the direction we want to go. But he's a good athlete. Pulls it off. Looks like a 3/4, kind of a high swing, 3/4 speed. No doubt, there's no doubt that he was running to this play, made it happen because of the read. There's no doubt there. He reads line, takes it away. One for the read. Oh, ooh, this looks like a makeable play. Why isn't he making it? So he's taking a step forward and to his left. I think it looks like a line block, and looks like we have angle responsibility, and he's not taking his responsibility. He's moving left. So this is the price you pay when you read. This is a cut shot when you have angle, and it's not going to get made. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So this is heartbreaking, discouraging, inexcusable. As I've said in some of my previous videos, this is crushing to your team. You can't let this happen. Blockers, if I was the blocker, I would turn around and I would chew him out right now. Call timeout, go get a drink of water, and tell this guy that if it happens again, we're done. Like, this is it. Our partnership's over. That's how strongly I feel about this. This is so inexcusable. I don't even know where to begin. But when you have the angle, you need to take the cut shot away. When you have the angle, take the cut shot away. Take it away every time, all the time. Just can't, please. This is so dumb. And it's such an easy ball to get. Not only does he they're just missing. Such an easy ball. He picks it up and you run it back at him. And you just crush it at him. So easy. But no. And it falls. Notice, I want to back this up again. I'm sorry. Look at the body language of the blocker. He's so discouraged. This is what leads to frustration from the blocker. Then the blocker is going to start trying to do too much. And that is going to be the end of your chance to win this match. And that's how it starts. When the defender is not doing his job, blocker knows he had line. Blocker knows the defender had angle. Blocker knows he's forcing the hitter to cut shot. And this is what happens. Discouragement, disgustment. And we got to take better care of our blockers. My gosh, he's got a really terrible job in some ways, right? He's not getting, usually, he's getting some serves here, but usually he doesn't get served, so he just sets and blocks all day and runs around, and it's tough. It's a tough job. So take care of your partner. Oh my gosh, this is irresponsible to let this happen. Irresponsible. I think they're, I was just saying a second ago that blockers don't get served, but they're making a good choice in serving him, I think, because he's a terrible passer. I mean, look at this. He's back way on his heels. This is a dead easy serve. And he's back on his heels. He's got this he can't move from here. Like, if he didn't judge this ball perfect, then he's in trouble on this pass. And, he's a great athlete. He's going to get away with this a lot of the time. But this is a problem long term. This is going to catch up with you on 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 serves. He's going to struggle with this, and that's why they're going after him, because he can't pass. Got away with it this time. All right, so it looks like there could be a deflection. I'm not sure. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. So the defender is on the move, and this is actually a pretty easy ball to dig for a driven ball. If we practice digging balls with one hand, if this defender had had his hand up and open and ready to dig a driven ball, if he had not been trying to move, if he had just been in a single initial correct spot, this is a diggable ball. You don't make a living digging hard-driven balls, but at least you want to make the plays that you can. But because his hands were too low to begin with, and he's moving at moment of impact, he's got no chance here. Oh, it goes out anyway. Again, it's that shuffle that we just hate. Notice his first step is left with the split step, so he's in a little trouble right there. And then then it's that giant shuffle, 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 and we just hate that shuffle. Shuffle gets you in trouble because now it forces you to start passing the ball away from your center line. And see how he's tilting his platform away from his center line. This is really hard to pass this way. What we want is instead this foot to swing around and not force your torso to twist. Move your whole body by moving your foot and tracking it. So he should be facing this umbrella, passing this ball with bent elbows. Instead, he's trying to shuffle to it. It's too difficult. And, we practice it so much, we don't always shank these, but it does make it harder. Hard-driven ball, again, defender on the move. His hands are not in the right spot, and he's moving. Hard to dig this, but this is a diggable ball. There it is. It's going to be perhaps over his or near his right shoulder. With one hand, you have a chance to pop this up. I hate spending too much time worrying about driven balls. But, you got to dig a few of them every match. You just have to. Oh, we do get one. He does get one hand up on it. That's really nice. This is what we want to encourage. That's exactly how we want to dig this ball. See, he's going to get his left hand up and get it. But because he's moving and because his hand started too low, he doesn't really get a good chance at it. But he's so athletic that he does at least keep it in play. And you get a second chance. So the blocker is interesting. He's showing angle but taking line away. So it's line block, angle dig, hard driven to the line. Can the blocker make the play? And yeah. Again, they're picking on the bad passer. Wise. Also, another good reason to serve the blocker is he's already working so hard to run up to the court to block. You're going to really wear him out. I think this is a good strategy. I would definitely be serving this guy. Good pass here. Wow. Block angle, dig angle, hit angle, and block angle. Wow. There you go. Maybe he has trouble going line. Yeah, this guy is dead angle swinger. Another reason maybe why they're serving him a lot. They got him figured out. He has trouble swinging line. We got, again, too much movement, but at least his feet are close together so he can hopefully react. What do we got? Blocked at the net. Oh, this is a deflection. This is the play we got to make. When the blocker slows it down, you got to make the play. And we have yet to move our feet. Let's watch this. Sorry. So the defender never moves his feet. The blocker does his job. He slows this attack down. But because the defender is on the move, he can't really readjust and figure out the vector of this, the new vector off the block, off the deflection. So the defender is compromised in his ability to react. Now, fortunately, it comes close enough to him that he can still at least get it, but he's not in a position to really set this ball well. this is a play much like the getting the cut shot. If this guy hit a cut, he's got to get it. But this is another play because your blocking partner is making a great play here. He is doing his job. He's getting a piece of this ball and slowing it down. Now you got to get it, but not only do you have to get it, you got to set him. And you got to put this ball right on the net so this guy has a chance to make a point. You got to reward him. Otherwise, he's going to get discouraged. He has just made a good play. Defender, you have got to follow it up with a good play. And you're not in a position to do so. And what happens? Well, see, you didn't really help him. The set was too far towards the line here. That set needed to be out here. And the reason that happened is because he couldn't move his feet because he was dug in waiting for the driven ball and not playing loose and getting the deflection. Not taking care of your partner. See, head down, head down. He knows he screwed up and he knows he's upset at the bad set and he knows he screwed up. And it all started from not having good feet and not having the right tactics. You should always think of the easy ones first. Get the easy ones first. Easy ones first. Forget the driven ball. Get the deflections and get the shots. All right, there's the ready position. Looks like they're serving the defender. And he's too wide. I mean, he's probably going to be okay. This isn't a great serve. Yeah, we're shuffling, but notice the hips are moving back. He's a little bit compromised here. It's going to catch him high. Yeah, it's catching him high, but he's probably gonna work out. All right, shot, but because let's see, where was that defender? Yep, the defender hops to his left on the read, which takes him out of any chance to get this over the top. And this is a gettable ball. Yeah, without that hop step to his left, he maybe gets it, but not like this. And this is again, now I bet he's going to drop his head because he knows there's a little part of his brain that knows he read left and it went right, and he's letting his partner down. Partner's going to start to get more frustrated and start to try to block everything. That hop step, skip step, jump step. And he's moving to his right, and the play is to his left. I would serve this guy line every time because he tends to hop step to the middle of the court. If you can get these serves back into this corner, he's going to have all kinds of trouble. And looks like this one's too short, hard to say it, but at least it's down the line. Yeah, no, that was a deeper. See, as soon as you serve this guy deep line, he has big trouble. Watch this pass, all kinds of trouble. Let's see if they can convert. Well, at least they kept it in play. Ooh, gave himself a chance for a point there. All right, so notice the elbows coming back. What that means is he's lost complete control of his core. He sees a deep serve, though he's moving forward with a jump step. So he's got to alter his momentum from forward to back on this. And he's throwing his arms back to try to help himself stop and move backwards. It doesn't work. It just demonstrates that he's already in trouble here. And he has to land, so he hasn't really moved yet. I mean, all he's done is just reconfigure his core. He's basically, his core, nothing's moved. His feet haven't moved, his core hasn't moved, but he's squandered half of his time. And he still hasn't moved. Finally, the back leg moves a little bit. Man, that's no way to pass a ball. Cross over like that, oof. He is in real trouble here. They're great athletes, so he might pull it off. But this clearly, I mean, we don't want to be passing the ball like that. I think we can obviously say that. Too wide. All right, that's, again, he's trying to dig this with two hands, and he doesn't have time. If he had just used his left hand, open hand, caught it off the palm of his hand, Still a tough play, but he's got a lot better chance to defend it that way than trying to get it with two hands. And no chance. All right, where are we going? They're still serving the big guy. Man, I like that strategy. I like it a lot. Because the reason I like it is because so often in beach volleyball, we don't pay attention to the quality of the passing, and yet it's really important that you have good passing. And if this guy can't pass, well, he's going to have trouble. No, you can't set a bad pass very well, no matter how good a setter you are. And you're also wearing him out because it's going to affect his blocking. Block angle, dig angle. See, this guy cannot hit line. I mean, I have yet, well, I don't know if he can hit line, but he hasn't yet. So he keeps swinging hard angle. Go ahead and block angle and dig angle. Why not? Just do it. You're too wide and you're on the move. And if if this gets deflected over his head, he's got no chance. And yet, that's the ball he needs to get. When you're digging angle and blocking angle like this, you really got to be ready for a deflection. I mean, really. And he has no chance for a deflection unless it's right in his breadbasket. Again, trying to play the ball in front of you, and he should have played this to his side with a bent elbows and curled it. But they're so good, they get away with it. Defender way on the move, moving. So notice this block and defense now compared to the beginning of the match. The blocker's trying to block everything. The defender's trying to get everything. And their whole defense is breaking down because of frustration. They need to call timeout and just reassure each other, okay, I'm going to block the angle, you're going to dig the line. And I don't know what they're doing here. I don't know if this is angle or line block, but it looks like pretty messy. And the cut shot. Yeah, if you're going to serve the big guy, don't serve right at him. I actually would, the way I'm seeing this, I think I'd get rid of the jump serve and stay down and just make just make him move, stay down, and go for a high accuracy. Put that ball right here in the back corner every time. But I still like the strategy of serving the big guy here. Whoa, sorry. Weird stuff here. Yeah, he just can't pass well. So, are they going to block angle too? Wow. Man, that's called hitting out of a closet. That's really tough. Short serve off the split step, so pretty easy. Oh, I want to back this up. Here's a good example. I want this passer to run right through this ball. You see, watch him. He's going to jump hop to his passing position. And when he does that, he has to time this jump hop perfect and pass from a knee. So he's really accelerating at this moment. Well, acceleration by definition is any change of speed. So he's slowing down, but it's hard for your brain to track this ball while you're slowing down so much. You're going from near full speed to 0, and you got to find the right place to put your foot, and you're passing from one knee. This is not the way to pass this ball. He should just go ahead and run right through it, nice and calm, and that way you also don't have to get up off the sand. You can just turn around and make your attack. I mean, we do this all the time, so we're probably pretty good at it, but I think it's important to recognize the difference between a wise tactic for passing and a practiced tactic. This is a bad tactic. We practice it so we get good at it. Still not the best way to do it. Just run through this ball. Digging line, but watch, he's dropping angle and leaving the wickets wide open. So, I mean, I don't know if they're going to notice that. And, but this is where frustration happens. Not a strong, solid line block. Dropping on angle, because you're not scoring because your partner is all over the place and it's not working out. Partner moving to the right and ball to the left. That's what happens when you read. Okay, he's moving to his left, split steading with his left foot, and the ball is to his right. It looks like it's going to wind up over here. So I think this guy's in trouble. And part of this is so interesting. Again, here's some frustration. Look at their, look at how they've cut up this court. The smaller defender is starting to take more court. And it's causing problems. It's causing some frustration. They're not used to this. I'll bet. I'll bet most of the time he gets served. And so now they're serving him, and suddenly back to the defender, they're not ready. Let's see what happens. Yep. Okay. We don't know where this is going to go, but it's clear that if you can get your opponent to be passing from this this situation, wow, you're going to win some points. Do they pull it off? I don't know. They're great athletes. But he's got to get, yeah, this is really problematic. And hitting out of a closet, blocker did a terrible job here. I don't know why he didn't take that angle away. That looked pretty obvious what was going to happen. But wow, let's look at that again. That's a read all the way, right? The defender is moving in. Wow, smart, good read. I would have never, ever have done that. I would have stayed right back here and let that play develop. And he didn't, and he came forward and read it and made a play. I don't know if it's going to help him, but I got to give my hats off to the read. Full swing, but this guy is out of gas. You can see it on that swing. I don't think that ball's going to clear the tape. So their strategy of serving the blocker is starting to pay off because he's running out of gas. Wow. What a nice play. Let's look at that dig again because it was with one hand, and I like that. And it was the flat hand. That's how I want people to make this defensive play. You want it with the flat of the hand. I want your defenders, I don't want them to be moving. I don't want them to be taking that step. I want them to find a spot and stay on it. And I don't want two hands. I want one hand on this. But that's what happens. He just gives up the right hand and only tries to do it with his left. One hand flat. Bam. This is what we need to practice over and over. This is how you dig this ball. This is perfect. The feet are bad. The core is bad. The tactics are bad. But the hand and the contact is good. And we dig it. And we crush it. Way to go. Okay, we're at the 12-minute mark. I'm just gonna try to. I think that's enough. But what I'm gonna do with this match is I'm gonna track. I'm gonna keep score for the rest of this match, and you can kind of see how I'm gonna do it on the half-second volleyball system versus the standard system. And I think you're seeing what I'm trying to share with you is the defenders really need to stop thinking about hard-driven balls. If the defender thinks only about cuts, rolls, and deflections, and that's the low-hanging fruit. The defenders need to pick those up with alacrity, right? Pounce on those. Wait for the play to happen. Stay calm and loose. Stay nice and deep with your feet shoulder width apart. Pounce on the deflections and shots. Take away the cutty if you have angle. And whatever you get, you're going to get a couple of digs on the driven balls. And, you might get a point or two. And that can make all the difference, of course. But we got to get the easy ones first. That's clear. So I'm going to keep score, and let's just see how it plays out. And this is half-second volleyball, and we are out.